We're sorry to hear that your new Specialized bike isn't going to work out for you. Here's how to safely package it and return it to us. If any of the packaging that came with your bike is missing or damaged, please contact Specialized Rider Care. To repackage the bike, you'll need the original packaging and the following tools: 4, 5, and 6 mm hex keys, zip ties, packing tape, and a pedal wrench. Shift the bike into the smallest front chainring if applicable and the smallest rear cog. This will make the rear wheel removal easier later on. Loosen the front wheel axle by turning the hex key counterclockwise, then remove the axle. Pull out the front wheel and put it aside. Be careful not to squeeze the front brake lever with the wheel removed. Insert the plastic spacer between the disc brake pads. Rethread the axle back into the dropouts. If your bike does not have disc brakes and through axles, refer to the assembly guide and manual for detailed instructions. Put the frame back into the box work stand, with the stem and handlebars facing inside the box. If you attach any accessories like bottle cages, don't forget to take them off now. Put the small parts box nearby so you can place it under the bottom bracket when you remove the rear wheel. To remove the pedals, use either a 15 mm flat wrench or a hex key, depending on your pedal type. The right side of the bike has the drivetrain, the chain rings, chain, and cogs. To remove the right pedal, turn the wrench toward the back of the bike, or counterclockwise. You can hold the opposite crank arm for leverage while turning the wrench. Remember that the left pedal is reverse threaded. You need to turn the wrench clockwise, toward the back of the bike, to remove it. If your bike came with pedals, put them back into the small parts box after you remove them. Next, remove the saddle and seat post. If your bike has Di2 shifting, first see your manual for how to disconnect the internal battery from your seat post. Using a 4 or 5 mm hex, whichever is the correct size for your bike's clamp, loosen the seat post clamp and remove the seat post. Use the cardboard packaging that was provided to protect the seat post and set it aside. Loosen the rear wheel axle by turning the hex key counterclockwise. Then remove the axle. Rotate the rear derailleur back, then lift up the rear of the bike and guide the rear wheel out of the dropouts. Set the wheel aside. Place the small parts box underneath the bottom bracket to support the frame so it doesn't rest on the rear derailleur. Be careful not to squeeze the rear brake lever with the wheel removed. Insert the plastic spacer between the disc brake pads. Rethread the axle back into the dropouts with the chain on the outside of the axle. Slide the cardboard chain wheel onto the axle with the left crank arm facing toward the front of the bike. Then place the chain into the slot on the cardboard chain wheel. Lift the bike from the box work stand and place it on the inner box with the crank and drive side facing up and the handlebars facing down. Put all remaining items that came with the bike, such as reflectors and manuals, back into the small parts box. Slide the small parts box into the holder on the bottom of the inner box. Use extra packaging to protect the frame anywhere there is contact. Secure handlebars to the inner box with zip ties. Then the fork and the remainder of the frame. When everything is securely attached to the inner box, stand it up vertically. Attach the wheel tray to the frame box by pushing the tab down from the back, sliding the wheel tray in place, then locking the tray in position by pushing the tabs up. Grab the wheels. Add the hub protectors and place the wheels into the tray. The rear wheel goes first, with the cassette facing toward the bike and protected from contact with the packaging. The left shifter will go through a space between the spokes and the front wheel. Put the top tray on top of the wheels to hold them in place. Then push the hand tabs through so you'll be able to pick up the bike and wheels together. Insert the saddle and seat post into the hole on the top of the tray, and secure it with zip ties under the saddle. Use another zip tie to secure the seat post to the wheel rim. Undo the bike work stand by lifting the flap, pulling out the middle cutout section and pushing down the side flap. Lift the bike and inner packaging and slide it back into the outer box. If it seems a little too heavy, you may want to get an extra set of hands to help. Tape up the top of the box and follow the instructions for attaching your return shipping label.